Alex Hormozi is quite the marketing giga chat today. You've probably seen him everywhere on podcasts, on reels, horses.
I'm on a horse.
Apart from making 4-hour-long videos and 3,500-hour-long books, it's a monthly. He also writes a weekly newsletter called, drumroll please, the Mozi Money Minute. Quite the alliteration there, right? He promises that the newsletter will deliver a money-making tip to you which you can learn in just under a minute. Being the die-hard Hormozi fan that I am, I have been a subscriber of this newsletter since day one. In this video, we're going to try out some of the tactics that Hormozi talks about in his newsletter and rank them in the best, the absolute best rating system in the world. That is a tier list. Just to stay true to the spirit of Mozi Nation, I will only talk about and review the tactics that I have personally tried or have seen someone else use them effectively. Let's begin. Number 1, it is Hormozi's email template. Right here, my email template. In this video, Hormozi talks about the email template that he uses for his own newsletter. Here are 5 main points of this template. It's easy to scan. Actually, I am the qualified person to talk about this because I send cold emails for a living, and if people don't reply to my emails, I don't get paid. In our own cold emails, we just stick to one offer and do not try to confuse the prospect with many different bells, and it should be similar to what a customer or a fellow employee would send to them. Most people use the common subject line, question for first name, like question for Tim, question for John, question for Alex, question for Leila, all of that. We usually don't stress about subject lines that much because we have in the cold email industry a certain set of subject lines that works mostly well for most of the people. The thought process, again, the thought process behind what should be the subject line of your cold email is that you want the subject line to be similar to what, let's say I'm emailing a business, pitching my services of newsletter writing. So that is why we will give this my email template newsletter for Mozi Money Minute an A, because it does not differentiate between cold emails and warm emails. Again, he has talked about those in his book, but here we are just reviewing the newsletter. The 4 winning strategies. This is another email of Alex Hormozi in which he talks about here the 4 winning strategies and how to stay poor. Keep starting new things rather than getting good at one thing. Absolutely correct. So this is also a really good email. Let's review it and share my story, share my experience with you. So here he talks about that there are only 4 competitive advantages that matter, which is speed, risk, price, and ease. These kind of tie into the value equation of Alex Hormozi, which is desired outcome into perceived likelihood of achievement upon effort and sacrifice into time taken. So time is speed, effort and sacrifice is easy, risk is the perceived likelihood of achievement. Dream outcome, anyone can say that I'll make you $1 million in 2 weeks. But again, you have to be, the people should know that you are actually speaking the truth. That's why you need to increase the perceived likelihood of achievement. Also, totally agree. Let's review what I did in my snake oil video as an example. Yes sir, we are sending messages successfully. Speed. So in cold email, in any form of cold approach or even warm approach, inbound leads as well, as people who are handling leads, we are trained to reply to leads as quick as possible. Of course, that doesn't happen all the time. There are different things to do, different tasks we're working on, but that's why, let me tell you a story. That's why we have notifications turned on our phones, on our computer, so that whenever we get a lead, we reply to them in less than 5 minutes most of the time. That's why we want to have as speedy replies as possible. The testimonial is even better if instead of just having a name and a testimonial, you actually interview that client and have them talk to you one by one, and the prospect who is watching that interview can go and look that client up. So that's why you want to make it as easy as possible for the customer not only to respond, but also to provide the things that you need from them in order to provide your service or whatever the case might be. You want to make the experience as streamlined as possible, the workflow as streamlined as possible, so that there is no friction. If you understand the 4 winning strategies, you just boiling down all of business into just 4 principles. Okay, I want to have a better business. I can deliver everything faster. I can reduce the risk. I can make everything easy, and I can have a good pricing, which I can consistently deliver value and be profitable also. The next strategy is start, stop, keep. And this, my friend, is a really good one. I just learned about it right now while making this video, and this is really great. We always talk about these things like traits, as Hormozi himself gives the example of be more charismatic. I mean, what does that mean? How do I be more charismatic? Then you need to operationalize all the traits that you want a person to have. By, again, taking Hormozi's example, being more charismatic could mean that smile when someone walks into the door, stand up from your seat and give them a firm handshake, nod when someone's talking, smile, all of that stuff. So that is what it means when someone talks about being charismatic. And the thing Hormozi is a great thinker, great philosopher. Again, like you see, why do I think Erica is lazy? The moment I messaged her last week, she didn't get back to me for 30 minutes during work time and her calendar was empty. This happened to me a few weeks ago when, for some reason, the notifications on my computer were off somehow, and I was trying to reply to leads on time. As I said, we need to reply to them as soon as possible, but I was not getting the notifications, and that's why one of my co-workers messaged me, and I did not get her notifications, and I sent out a different reply than what she wanted me to send. Think about the time when someone did something which made you think that they possess a certain trait. So again, this one should be an S easily. Rush fees. This is also a really good point. Let me show you the email actually. This one. So in this email, Hormozi talks about that if someone wants you to do something quickly, just charge them more for it. And I agree to it. The reason being an incident that recently happened when I went to Ayodhya. So in Ayodhya, there's a temple, and it's a really crowded temple. If you would go normally and follow the queue, it would most likely take 1 to 2 hours for you to get to the idol of the god, to take a look at the idol and bow down to him. But I found this guy. We found this guy who offered that he could give us a VIP darshan, which means that you could just go in and walk out, but you would have to pay extra. So we did that. He took around 400 rupees from us, and he just took us. It took us 10-15 minutes to go in there. We did see the idol of the god, and then we came out in 15 minutes. And that is why I love capitalism. So I thought that the purpose of charging extra for VIP darshan is not fulfilled, right? Because even if you're charging, you're still standing in a queue. Paying extra, then you're not getting the better service, then there's no point of charging extra, right? Then the person just won't come back to you again. That's why the rush fees gets an A. Cost centers to cash cows. In this email, Hormozi talks about that there are certain fixed costs associated with providing your service or the product that you're selling, which you can convert into profit. How do you do that? In this email, he gives an example of how he used to pay a water company for filters and new water to provide at his gym. We are in this mastermind group of cold email agency owners, and this guy, his name was Jeremy. What Jeremy did was that he just asked all of his clients for, I think, a small tech fee of $149 per month, and he made it compulsory for all his clients. I think he had 10 plus clients at the time. So now he could just use the tech fee to cover his costs, and the rest, the main money he was making, was pure profit. And since then, many people started using the tech fee formula for their businesses, including Matt Lucero, who's a great guy in the cold email space. I myself started using the tech fee, started charging my clients a tech fee. Otherwise, I would have to pay for the infrastructure to maintain the infrastructure from the upfront cost I was charging them. So the tech fee is a great concept. So that's why we will give this method an S. The partner scoring acronym team. Really good one. Whenever you get into any type of business, you would have people with whom you would want to partner up, or others would want to partner up with you. if you're any good at what you're doing. In this email, Hormozi says that you want a partner who has TEAM, which means he should have time. Find someone who has the R's you don't. The person should have some expertise that you don't have. He should have the assets that you don't have, and he should have the money that you don't have. In early 2024, I partnered up with this guy, Brayton Bushby, such a great guy, such a positive individual, charismatic. He was great at sales. He had the expertise. He had the assets because he was living in USA. So he had an LLC over there, and he had the money. He invested $13,000 of his own money into the business. He had some other assets, like his acquaintance was a copywriter, so she used to help us a lot, and the business did not get the time that it deserved, and that's why we could not have a successful partnership. We tried to make it work, and we did to some extent, and you know that at the time of crisis you need to give the business a lot of time. We were in such a situation that many crises happened at the same time. Our deliverability started crashing because there were some restrictions. My exam started and he had to change his jobs all at the same time. One video I saw of a founder
in a place in life where they can just spend a lot of time on something that might not work. And weirdly, like
he was a Harvard graduate and he was ex-McKinsey and he was a founder, and he talked about that you should partner up with someone who has different skills, same values as you, and you both have a lot of time to waste, which means that even if this doesn't work out, it is not a big problem for you guys. And that's why this will not get an S, it will get an A. Next is making onboarding and profit center. Hormozi says that in most businesses, onboarding is just a pure cost because the client has already paid you, and onboarding isn't adding additional revenue to your business. But it is costing you the affiliate revenue, and after that the affiliate revenue completely paid for the cost of the person who was doing the onboarding calls, and the cost center became hilariously a profit center. So let me share some personal anecdotes. So back in the day, I used to watch some dropshipping videos. There was this guy called Jordan Brown, and he released a completely free course regarding dropshipping. It was really valuable, comparable to the courses which people were charging for. He made all the things for free, and he made the course for free, and what he did was that he added affiliate links for all of the products. So back in the time when I was first learning about making money online when I was 13, so I used to watch this guy who told us to create free courses on Skillshare and add the affiliate link, our own affiliate link. So that's why this one gets an S. Next we have time-based search pricing, which basically means that businesses should have different pricing on weekdays and weekends depending upon when there is more crowd. It is totally connected to the principle of supply and demand. I personally observed this when I went to a pizza place, and they had this offer which is buy one get one free, something like that. So they had a free offer which they would only sell on Wednesdays, and this is me asking a Starbucks barista if they have something like this. अच्छा ये बताइए जी कि आपका मेन्यू जो रहता है वो वीकेंड्स पे अलग प्राइसिंग रहती है और वीकडेज पे अलग प्राइसिंग रहती है, ऐसा कुछ रहता है? वीकेंड्स में और वीकेंड हाँ नहीं फर्क नहीं रहता कुछ नहीं. So it turns out that Starbucks does not have that. What's the reason they don't have it? But they must be definitely having the reason why they do not have it. So I think there is a caveat which I'm not able to fully understand. So that's why this will get a B. Live demo pitch. This is the live demo pitch. People will believe your future the moment you show it to them. This tactic actually ties into the copywriting principle of show, don't tell, which means that sometimes instead of telling the features, you should just show premium features. Examples could be for cold calling for my prospects, and this guy, SaaS founder, I hopped on a call with him and he actually demonstrated how to do it. He actually showed the software in action. It was a premium feature and I ended up signing up for the trial. However, I did not end up buying it because it was not current. It was at that time not related to my goals. I was just trying it out. Next up, we have triple review merch hack. In this newsletter, Hormozi talks about giving away a free merchandise, a good quality t-shirt instead of 3 reviews, which are Yelp, Google and Facebook. I went to a restaurant, so they had this policy that they would make us spin a wheel, and whatever we got on the wheel was given to us as a free dessert. He asked me for a review, and this was not asking for a 5-star review. This was just asking for an honest review. I did end up giving him 5 stars, just like Hormozi has shown him. Another incident happened. We were going to buy hearing aids for my grandfather, and in exchange for 3 reviews, the lady at the front desk gave us free batteries for my grandfather's hearing aid, which we had bought at that moment, and that's why triple review Marcha gets an A. Live demo pitch again gets an A. Silence create a 32% boost in closing. This is another banger of a tactic. So this is a great quote. In sales, the person who talks first after the price loses. Sometimes the best thing is to say nothing. I heard this from a mentor some time back, and I did not understand why does this happen. So here are a few clips of me losing the sale because after saying the price, I was talking too early. Better for you, the per call basis or the revenue share basis?
Don't know yet. We have to discuss internally. I appreciate the presentation. I know you went through a lot of detail and a lot of talking. You were very good. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
It's an interesting model. I think we have some things to discuss internally.
Not necessarily with the other guy, but with the concept in general. Like I'm starting to wonder if cold email is a way to grow our business, reaching the type of clientele we want to reach. I think that
the next one we have is, this silence point gets an S. Next we have contrast closing. In this one, Hormozi talks about the strategy of anchoring your price to a higher number but actually pitching a lower number. You have to be really good at the delivery of it. So this Hormozi has not covered here, that you should be. So I used to use anchoring in my own sales call. We used to compare our pricing with hiring an SDR. Specific tips on how to get better at the delivery of contrast closing, and that's why this will get a B. Next one, the 20-year-old master. Let's see that. We were so focused on achieving a certain goal, which me and Brayton set out to achieve, that we made a lot of mistakes, and we were obsessed with scaling fast, trying to hit revenue goals, and that ended up coming to bite us in the ass because we overspended on infrastructure. We did not do a lot of research before buying, and yeah, that's why we crashed and burned. So this 20-year-old master would get an A definitely. And next we have how to kill the price question. The reason why this is so powerful is because when I first started working in outbound, we were always advised never to share pricing whenever someone asks for it in the email or in the first discovery call that we have.
It does. What is the setup fee?
Yeah, so for that one, I told you that this call doesn't have any pictures of pricing. For that, we can hop on another call next week. And
okay,
this definitely would get an S. And the last one for this video is Bam Fam, and this is one of my personal favorite. This is one of my personal favorite tactics ever since I came into outbound, and it works amazingly well. Bam Fam stands for book a meeting from a meeting. We were instructed always to confirm if they could have to confirm the time of the next call. I've seen all the best salespeople do it in S tier. We do it right now at our company. I used to do it personally when I used to run my agency. Here are a few clips. If his calendar does not match, we can reschedule on over email. How does that sound?
good.
Okay, so Monday 1 p.m. Eastern works for you?
Yeah.
Most of them get an S tier. This is the final tier list. Here are the best quotes that I found from Hormozi's newsletter. So end screen, flash that. That's pretty much it for this video. We tried 15 of Hormozi's tactics. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm rooting for you.